jailed for $9. Let me tell you how a man got locked up for $9. That's right, not 900, not 90.9. Not only did he get locked up, he spent months in jail, lost his job, his apartment, and nearly lost his mind, all over something he didn't even steal. Welcome to America, where being broke is a crime, but being rich and evil is just business. Now sit back, because this story, it's about to piss you off and make you laugh at the same time. Meet Christopher Point, 35 years old. Lives in New Orleans. Works 2 jobs, makes just enough to survive. No criminal record. Quiet guy. Loves chess, barbecue, and avoiding drama. So on a random Tuesday, Christopher walks into a corner store. He grabs a bag of chips, a Gatorade, and a pack of socks on sale. That's it. Heads to the counter. Pays in cash. The cashier smiles, gives him change, and says, "You good, boss." Christopher nods and walks out like a regular human being. But then, 5 minutes later, he hears a voice behind him. "Excuse me, sir. Can you stop for a moment?" It's 2 cops. With that, "We already decided you're guilty" face. "Sir, the store says you walked out without paying for a snack pack." Christopher blinks. "What?" Turns out, the store manager watched a grainy black and white camera feed and thought Christopher walked out with an unpaid item. The item? A $2 beef stick. One of those gas station meat tubes that taste like regret. Now remember, Christopher already paid for his items. But apparently the beef stick was behind another item on the counter and never got scanned. Unintentional. Not stolen. No intent to steal. Just a dumb mistake. But do the cops care? Of course not. They asked him to come back into the store, review the footage, and instead of asking him to pay for it or clear it up, they slap on the cuffs. They tell him, "Sir, we have to bring you in. It's store policy." Let me repeat that. Store policy. Since when does a convenience store get to decide who gets arrested? Now, Christopher's not resisting. He's just confused. "Why are you doing this?" "I paid for my stuff. I can pay again if there was a mistake." Doesn't matter. He's put in the back of a police car like he just robbed a bank. Turns out, with fees and a petty theft misdemeanor, the total loss becomes $9.32. The DA decides to press charges. And because Christopher can't afford a $1,000 bond, and the court doesn't offer bail alternatives for petty theft, he ends up in jail. Real jail, with violent offenders, overcrowded cells, and one shared toilet. For $9. He sits there for months, waiting for a court date. Why? Because his public defender has 56 other cases, and the court backlog is over 5 months long. Meanwhile, his landlord evicts him. His boss replaces him, his phone is dead, and nobody knows where he is. All for a beef stick he didn't even mean to take. Let's be clear, the system isn't failing. It's working exactly how it was built. It's not about justice. It's about money. Christopher's arrest triggers. Court filing fees. Jail processing. Fees, state reimbursement charges, and fines he can't pay. He becomes a statistic. Another body in the system. Not because he's dangerous, but because he's poor. Now imagine this wasn't Christopher. Imagine it was you, or your brother, or your dad, and you're thinking, this is ridiculous. Why didn't the DA just drop it? Well, months into this madness, a non-profit legal group finally hears about Christopher's case. They look into the surveillance footage again. Guess what they find? The cashier scanned the beef stick. It was just misread by the manager because of a camera glare. Let that sink in. Christopher never stole anything. The store manager never apologized. The cops never apologized. The court never apologized. They just quietly dropped the charges. No compensation. No, our bad. No nothing. He lost everything. For something he never did. Christopher's story eventually hit the news. People were outraged for about 3 days. Then they moved on. Because that's what happens when injustice is common. It stops shocking people. But here's the part that hurts. If a legal group didn't intervene, Christopher would still be in jail. 49 freaking dollars. Meanwhile, billionaires dodge taxes, CEOs steal pensions, cops lie on reports, and nothing happens. But if you're poor and brown and unlucky, you go to jail over a beef stick. This isn't about snacks or store policy. It's about a system that criminalizes poverty. If you got money, mistakes are misunderstandings. If you're broke, mistakes are felonies. And the scariest part? Christopher's story isn't rare. It's just one of thousands like it. So next time you hear someone say, just follow the law and you'll be fine, ask them, you ever been jailed for a $9 mistake? Because in America, justice comes with a price tag. And if you can't afford it, you better pray your receipt scan's clean. Want more real stories like this? Hit subscribe. Because we've got a long list of people the system did dirty. And we're just getting started.